Hello, and welcome to the FHWA Innovative Finance video series. I'm Patricia Cahill, and I'm pleased to introduce Gary Greening, a community planner at Federal Lands Highway and a champion of innovative finance.
Hello, folks.
Introduction. In this video, we'll highlight how to use innovative finance techniques to leverage federal funding, including discretionary grants, to further accelerate the delivery of transportation projects while providing project cost savings.
By being knowledgeable about a wide range of funding and financing options, both traditional and non-traditional, state, local, and tribal governments can select the right funding sources to ensure that critical transportation projects are adequately funded and delivered on schedule. With this knowledge, project sponsors can identify and use available financial flexibilities in managing their federal aid program funds.
Let's start with the basics. Innovative finance for highway, transit, and rail projects is a broad term for various funding and financing techniques that supplement traditional grant-based funding and financing sources. Using innovative finance techniques can improve the government's ability to deliver transportation projects on time and on budget. These techniques can help get projects into the development pipeline sooner than they could by waiting for traditional funding to become available. If you're brand new to innovative finance, check out the Introduction to Innovative Finance video in this series.
By using innovative finance techniques, transportation agencies can better leverage resources, allowing for more options to deliver transportation projects. Innovative finance includes a range of tools in the toolbox to aid transportation agencies in the planning, programming, and funding of projects. Having knowledge of the options available can help you think more strategically about how best to use the available funding and financing resources.
Leveraging opportunities. Now let's talk about some of the federal programs and innovative finance tools and how they could be used together to deliver transportation projects. These include discretionary grant programs, toll credits, value capture, increased federal share for project-level innovation, and leveraging multiple federal resources.
Every transportation project is different, and the techniques you use will depend on the specifics of your project.
U.S. DOT administers several competitive discretionary grant programs through its operating administrations and the Office of the Secretary. Each discretionary grant program is announced through a Notice of Funding Opportunity, which describes the purpose of the program, applicant and project eligibility, project selection criteria, and may include departmental or program priorities.
U.S. DOT's discretionary grant programs fund a range of transportation projects and activities. Depending on the specific discretionary grant program, eligible applicants can include state, local, and tribal governments, transit providers, universities, research institutions, law enforcement agencies, nonprofit organizations, and others. All discretionary grant programs require applicants to identify the source and amount of non-federal funds for the projects submitted for consideration. For some programs, proposed projects with a higher share of non-federal funding or that include innovative financing are considered more competitive.
Grant funding can allow project sponsors to complete projects without incurring debt. In some cases, grants may be a lower risk means of obtaining needed funding compared to loan financing, without potentially impacting credit ratings and assets.
Grant criteria can also promote innovation, including innovative finance strategies to supplement grant funding. One example is the Infrastructure for Rebuilding America, or INFRA, discretionary grant program, which funds infrastructure projects led by state, local, and tribal governments and other eligible entities. Through the program's leveraging of federal funding merit criterion, U.S. DOT seeks to leverage infra funding with non-federal contributions to expand the total resources being used to fund highway and freight projects of national or regional significance, rather than have federal dollars merely substitute for state, local, and private funds. When evaluating applications against this criterion, U.S. DOT considers how the non-federal share of the project's future eligible costs compares with other projects proposed for infra funding. Infra also encourages innovation in 3 areas, one of which is innovative financing. U.S. DOT considers whether a project's financial plan incorporates funding or financing from innovative sources, or if the applicant describes recent or pending efforts to raise significant new revenue for transportation investment across its program. So, if you decide to apply for a discretionary grant, remember that for some programs, proposed projects that combine innovative funding and financing techniques with the discretionary grant may be more competitive.
Let's move on to toll credits. Toll credits are a federal aid matching strategy that can help project sponsors apply the value of certain highway expenditures funded with toll revenues toward the required non-federal share for specific types of transportation projects. Toll credits are available pursuant to the authority in Section 120I of Title 23 of the United States Code, or USC. Toll credits can be applied to programs authorized under 23 USC, except for the Emergency Relief Program, authorized by 23 USC 125, and can be applied to projects under Chapter 53 of Title 49 USC. A state may earn toll credits when toll revenues are used to build, improve, or maintain highways, bridges, or tunnels, or a ferry that serves as a link on a highway. When federal funds are used in conjunction with toll revenues for capital projects, the toll credits earned are reduced proportionally. More information regarding this special rule can be found at the Center for Innovative Finance Support's website under Federal Aid Matching Strategies.
Toll credits do not generate new money. Instead, they are often referred to as a soft match because they can be used to substitute for the non-federal share requirements of most highway and transit projects, freeing up state and local funding for other transportation projects.
To earn toll credits, a state must pass an annual maintenance of effort, or MOE test, described in 23 USC 120I2. The MOE determination process involves the review of a state's non-federal transportation capital expenditures. If the MOE test is satisfied, then the state earns credits based on the amount of toll revenue expenditures in the fiscal year being evaluated. The state may then apply earned toll credits towards the non-federal matching share of eligible projects. The amount of the credits applied, which can be up to the total non-federal share, should then be debited from a special account managed by the state for tracking approved toll credit balances.
For example, FHWA's Central Federal Lands Highway Division, in cooperation with Gunnison County, Colorado, the Colorado Department of Transportation, and the U.S. Forest Service's Grand Mesa, Uncompahgre, and Gunnison National Forests, improved 12.5 miles of Cottonwood Pass. The project included widening, realigning, and repaving the road, which is the highest paved mountain pass over the Continental Divide. The Colorado Department of Transportation provided nearly $2.9 million in toll credits as part of the project's local match. This allowed 95% of the project's approximately $24.4 million cost to be funded through the Federal Lands Access Program.
If you are looking for an innovative funding source for a project's non-federal match, but don't have access to toll credits, consider value capture. Value capture harnesses a portion of the increased value that results from transportation improvements and can provide a sustained funding source to support operations and maintenance or help fund the original transportation improvement.
There are many different value capture techniques, including developer contributions, special assessments, transportation utility fees, incremental growth, joint development, naming rights, advertising, and sponsorships, and asset recycling. Check out the value capture video in this series for more details on these forms of value capture.
Value capture provides an opportunity for an integrated funding and finance strategy. It is advantageous for agencies to pair a value capture technique with any new or existing funding strategies to streamline project management and delivery.
An example of leveraging federal resources through value capture is the Interstate 405 Improvement Project in Orange County, California. This project will add one new general purpose lane and one new express lane in both directions along 16 miles of Interstate 405 between State Route 73 and Interstate 605. This project uses a sales tax district, a type of special assessment to generate revenue to fund the project. The Measure M1 half-cent local option sales tax raised $4 billion in transportation improvement funding for Orange County between 1990 and 2011. The measure was renewed in 2006 as Measure M2, extending the tax collection through 2041, by which point it is expected to deliver on $14.2 billion in planned improvements.
Another approach to consider when funding projects is taking advantage of Section 120C3 of Title 23 of the U.S. Code, which provides the option of an increased federal share for projects using innovative project delivery techniques. This provision was first established in MAP 21 and later amended by the FAST Act. Under this authority, the federal share for projects under specific apportioned programs may be increased by up to 5% of the total project cost, not to exceed 100%. The projects must qualify as innovative project delivery projects, which includes innovative financing that improves the quality, extends the service life, or decreases the long-term costs of maintaining highways and bridges.
This increased federal share authority does not provide additional federal funding. States obligate their existing apportioned federal aid funding. To qualify for an increased federal share, the technologies and practices used should be truly innovative to the state or local agency. The innovations should be new to the agency or have only rarely been used for unique or special applications and represent significant improvement to the state or local agency's conventional practice. FHWA division offices will determine if a proposed technique or practice is innovative to the requesting agency and meets other eligibility requirements.
In addition to the increased federal share authority under 23 U.S.C. 120C3, FHWA's Center for Accelerating Innovation provides information about other innovative techniques and practices showcased under various programs, which include Everyday Counts, or EDC, the Accelerated Innovation Deployment, or AID grant program, and the State Transportation Innovation Council. EDC, for example, is designed to identify and deploy innovation aimed at shortening project delivery, enhancing the safety of our roadways, and protecting the environment. This resource is not inclusive of all potential innovations. In addition to leveraging U.S. DOT funding, agencies can leverage resources from other federal agencies, which may offer funding or financing for transportation projects. Under each agency's mission, certain transportation projects may be eligible for grant funding and financing. These other funding and financing sources can often be combined with innovative finance techniques. For example, a state or local public agency may be able to apply a Grant Anticipation Revenue Vehicle, or GARVE, to repay a loan from another government agency's loan program. FHWA can help connect project sponsors to other federal funding and financing sources.
You can also combine funding and financing techniques within FHWA to create a more advantageous financing package. For example, the Ohio Department of Transportation, or ODOT, uses toll credits as the state matching share for GARVE bond reimbursements to maximize transportation resources. Ohio has earned $653 million in toll credits to date from eligible capital expenditures paid for with toll revenues generated by the Ohio Turnpike Authority system. The state has used $286 million in toll credits toward the non-federal matching share of eligible projects. Ohio uses these toll credits to match GARVE bond repayments and applies credits on local government agency highway and transit projects. ODOT has two other major GARVE bond financing initiatives that will use toll credits to bring the federal share to 100%. Toll credits have been valuable to ODOT, enabling the state to more effectively leverage existing resources and increase capital investment in transportation infrastructure. By combining two innovative finance tools, GARVEs and toll credits, ODOT has optimized limited transportation dollars.
Summary. Leveraging the full variety of funding and financing tools and techniques can help transportation agencies get projects into the project development pipeline sooner to achieve their long-range goals. Don't limit yourself to one funding or financing technique. Take advantage of all the programs available for your project and be creative with the options you have at your disposal.
For more information about the opportunities to leverage federal resources mentioned in this video, please visit the following web pages. Transportation.gov for an overview of federal transportation funding programs and information about current discretionary grant programs. And FHWA.dot.gov for information about toll credits, value capture, increased federal share for project-level innovation, and the Center for Accelerating Innovations programs to promote innovation.
Please note that except for the statutes and regulations mentioned, the contents of this video do not have the force and effect of law and are not meant to bind the public in any way. This video is intended only to provide information and clarity to the public regarding existing requirements under the law or agency policies.
Thanks for watching this video. Check out the other videos in this series for more information about the various innovative finance techniques.